does it make sense to take a loan from my 401k to buy gold and silver and then just pay myself back over time? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts on that are absolutely yes. I would also recommend, to give you more control, that there may be there's going to be a maximum loan that you can take from that. And additionally, if you can do an in-service withdrawal rollover election above that, if you can, you have to look at your documentation, then that might give you access to even more of the funds that you're holding in the 401k. But quite honestly, since this is a hyperinflationary currency reset event, anything you hold that is dollar denominated or that you can only convert into dollars is in jeopardy. So that means your 401k, frankly, is in jeopardy. You do whatever you're comfortable with, but, I had a SEP IRA, and I took, because I controlled it, I was able to take full distribution. You're not going to be able to do that in a 401k if you're still working at the company. But yeah, I would get out of there as much as I possibly could and put it into gold and silver based upon the strategy that supports your goals. Absolutely.
Yeah, what I was going to add to that is it totally depends on what your goals and objectives are. Do you have gold and silver now, right? And did you set up a strategy to where you wanted to leave your money in the 401k and then you already have gold and silver to kind of offset
balance
that, right? Balance that out.
Be properly diversified.
To really know if it makes sense for you, right? So you can totally take a loan and buy gold and silver with it. But I think if it makes sense for you or not, it really depends on kind of a lot of factors. Right?
Well,
I know you.
Yeah, because
will always say, I'm gonna get the maximum amount of gold and silver because that's what you do, right? I'm gonna get the maximum amount of gold and silver I can, but not everybody can do that, right? Like when Lynette makes income every week, and right, whereas I don't know, you might be living off your 401k, and you need that income to live, which would be a different set of scenario.
Yes, but we have that all set up in the strategy. So you go through the strategy questionnaire. If they're not working anymore and they're living off of the money in the 401k, then it's almost more important to put a strategy together. My assumption when I read that is they're still contributing. So therefore, there are going to be limitations on how much of the money that's in there that they have the ability to access. Because it's usually up to a percentage or a max out dollar amount, like $50,000 or something like that. But yes, I am going to say that all the time because being a student of currency since 1987, there is not even one little tiny doubt in my mind about where we are in this currency's life cycle. So why would I want to hold more dollar or dollar-denominated assets or products? That's what they are. They're financial products where you're actually paying for all of the risk, and that means that when it implodes, guess who eats it in the shorts? It's not Wall Street. They not only did they make their money when they created that product and then sold it to you and then maintained it for you. So yeah, I am going to say that because 100% I know we're at the end of this currency's life cycle. 100% I know that.
What if you're wrong?
I'm not.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying I'm always right, but on this one, I know I'm right.
Let's say in this situation, they kick the can. Let's say they can kick the can for 5 more years. And this person is 70 years old and and is living off the retirement income.
I don't care because look at the level of inflation. I mean, you even had Janet Yellen, miracle of miracles, come out and say she was wrong when she was saying that inflation was just temporary or transitory, that it is more embedded now, right? So you've got these guys that are, I don't know, leading. Well, they're totally, they're totally full of crap. But they're also, look at how, inflation came out higher than expected. This came out lower than expected. They haven't gotten one expectation right. It's a miracle that she actually admitted that she was wrong. But the reality is they have no tools. And that's why, can they kick it down for 5 more years? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, because they're going to try raising the rates. We see all the volatility in the markets. We see the markets driving interest rates up into an environment where there is so much debt that has to be rolled over. And whether you're looking at non-financial corporation debt or financial corporation debt or government debt or individual debt, having to roll over that debt in a rising interest rate environment where there are a lot of zombie companies out there, and they're counting on the consumer to avoid a recession when the consumer is maxed out. Yeah, they used a lot of that money to begin with, the stimulus money to begin with, to, thank goodness, pay down that debt. But now they're higher than they were pre-crisis. Yeah. Can they kick it down the road in 5 years? I'll put my neck on the line. No, we don't have 5 years. And remember all the shifts that are supposed to take place in 2023. So if you have money tied up and you have access to it, because the system is really not set up for you to easily access your savings. Now, of course, that's for your best interest or for their thievery. Is this inflation going away? No, exactly. So why do you want to continue to hold dollar-denominated assets?
Well, I'm not let's say disagreeing with you. I'm probing for the benefit of the audience here, because your situation, my situation is different than Yaya Coat might be, right?
Might be. I mean, we don't know what that system is, what her circumstance or his.
So it might make sense to, I don't know, keep half of the 401k in place, utilizing some of the income that they need, and then cover their assets with gold and silver.
I so strongly disagree with that.
I would have to look at their situation to know.
It would have to be their situation, but even if they are living off the income, in the strategy that we utilize here, we take that into account because you're going to have to recuperate that principal that you're using right now.
There is a portion of the strategy that allows for people to keep those assets and still cover them.
If they have no choice.
Right.
Right? If you have no choice, if you're currently contributing, there are going to be limitations to how much you can pull out of it. Now, if you are retired, then that shifts and that changes. And so, you really do have to look at all of that. So that goes to if you're actually living off of that income, but still you want to do it in a protected way. And you want to do it in a way that enables you to recoup any of that principal that you use up. Because if you use up all your principal, what do you do after that? You have nothing to work with. So you got to make sure, no matter what circumstance you're in, that you can always recoup that principal so that you can live to fight another day, that you can live to create that income that you cannot outlive. So it does depend on your circumstance. That's why the strategy is customized to each person and their goals and their circumstances and what their positions are. But, we know I do not own any of those fiat money products except for cash, because that's still our tool of barter and I still have to have that. But if I didn't, I wouldn't. If you like this clip and you want to watch the full video, just click right here. And to subscribe, click right here.